Can I believe this? Can I believe this? I'm broke already. I am broke already. Working 40 hours a week, got paid, and I'm broke already. Feel like I'm struggling. Feel like I'm still struggling working 40 hours a week, sometimes a little bit of overtime. And as soon as I get my check, I'm broke already. And it's not just me that's saying that, because the reason why I kind of came up with this business, I mean not this business, but this idea for this video, is because I was talking to somebody, and we was actually going to conversation about how they had recently got paid, and by time the middle of the next week come, by time about that Tuesday and Wednesday come, they already broke. Because I was talking to them and they was like, they had to take care of some stuff, but basically they was saying, but I'm already broke. Like, I just got paid like on Friday, today Tuesday, but Tuesday, Wednesday, but I'm already broke. So working a 40-hour work week, sometimes you're gonna still be struggling, right? You're gonna have to find different ways to supplement those income. And I wanna kind of talk about some ways of like facing this idea of living paycheck to paycheck, or paycheck to Monday. As soon as you get paid, then all of a sudden, the money's running out, right? Finally made it to payday, you happy and things, you're gonna get some extra money, gonna get some pizza, it's Friday, it's Pizza Friday or whatever, get some wine or some drinks or whatever like that. But next thing you know, finally made it to payday, and as soon as that check hit the banks, it's time to pay the bill. And you know how it is most of the time. We got those automatic payments set up to the point where if you're already late with the bill and you got your automatic payment and the money's not in there, as soon as that money hit, it's an automatic withdrawal, automatic payment right there. So off rip, it's time to pay the bills. So as soon as you get paid, most of the time, the money's gonna be gone. The bills gotta get paid. So gotta put gas in the tank, gotta purchase food, make sure the necessities is taken care of, right? Gotta do all those things when we get paid. So as soon as you get paid, you get that check, you automatically off rip feel like you broke again, right? And that's not a good feeling, right? Because you thinking that okay, it's time, I got paid, time to put that that money to use and stuff like that. And next thing you know, boom, paycheck is done, paycheck is almost done, right? So you can also see this happening because we got a lot of prices going up. So we got prices in foods going up, prices and all type of things is going up, and all of a sudden it just seems like these prices just going up, increasing like crazy. We really don't have no time to like offset these extra costs of living, these increase of costs. So as soon as you hit that money, as soon as that money hit the bank, you feel like that money is gone. You feel like it's gone. Suddenly the paycheck is almost done. And not to mention, you got those unforeseen bills, those unexpected bills that may come our ways, right? Those unexpected expenses, food prices going up. And basically after you take those unexpected events, unexpected expenses, things popping up that you got to take care of, as soon as you start taking care of things, boom, all of a sudden, all the money is gone, right? Your paycheck basically feel like it's gone. You feel like, oh, I'm broke already, and I didn't even get to even finish out the week. I only got this amount of money just to hold me off until the next paycheck. And that's not a good feeling, right? And you don't even, to the point where you don't even have enough saved up to, do stuff that you want to do, your entertainment, your having extra money to spend, your extra spending money, right? That's not even there like that no more, because we don't even have any chance to even save up like that, because we have to take care of these bills and have to take care of those, those automatic payment, other than the bills, other than like your utilities. We got them streaming apps, we got Uber, we got DoorDash, we got all those expenses, Afterpay, all that stuff. Affirm, all those things come into place because a lot of people sign up for those things, and as soon as you get your paycheck, those things are automatically withdrawn from your paycheck, because those things are going according to how you get paid. Most of the time they say, okay, well, what day you're gonna pay on? Are you gonna pay every 2 weeks when you get paid, or every week, or whatever have you? So You're not the only one though that's going through this, right? And we have to figure a way how we can make it through this and be able to have some money saved up, have some money put to the side for emergency, have some money put to the side just in case something happened, right? Have some money saved up for later. That's not even the case anymore. A lot of times we have to get an extra job, a side hustle, something like that. So how exactly are we supposed to get ahead when things like this happen, right? And you're not the only one, right? You're not alone on this. Like, I was doing some reading and some research. They said about 78% of Americans feel like this way, like feel like they live in paycheck to paycheck, feel like they're always, working that 40-hour work week, but still waking up struggling, still waking up trying to figure out extra ways to have some extra money in order to have basically some extra fun or some extra release, not stressing too much about money issues, being able to pay your bills on time instead of having it being backed up, and then you have to pay late fees and late payments. That's even added on more, because maybe you end up doing some overtime, you got some extra money, but because the bill is now late, yeah, you got your overtime money, but the bill is late, so now they add that extra fee onto it. So how exactly are we supposed to get ahead when we're facing with things like this? Like I said, they say about 78% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, including people who are getting six figures a year. And I did a video about this. Check it right here. I think I'm gonna put the link in there. I did a video about that, how even people who are making six figures are living paycheck to paycheck. And this can have you feeling some type of way, right? You can have you feeling like you're in a rat race, like you're on a rat wheel, on a hamster wheel, constantly going around and around and around and around, but really not getting nowhere. You put in that effort, you put in that 40 hours, you're taking care of the bills and stuff like that, but then those unexpected bills pop up, or your insurance rate goes up, or different things, right, that come into mind, that come into play, and the increase of pay is not keeping up with cost of living, right? So we find ourselves still struggling because a lot of us are still living paycheck to paycheck. So the best thing that we have to do, one of the main things, we have to definitely start budgeting our money, right? Because that's one of the main things that we can do. And the feeling of getting out of that rat race or that hamster wheel, we have to start creating a better way for ourselves. So we got to create, basically we got to break the cycle, right? Break the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck. Oh, look at that bird. Bird just can't land and sitting right next to me listening, huh? So break the cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, because it's not a good feeling when you get your paycheck, you say, yeah, I did my 40 hours of the overtime, I got my pay, I got my money, right? Money's good. Next thing you know, automatic payment. Next thing you know, bills got to get paid. Next thing you know, unexpected expenses. If you got kids, maybe you got to take the kids out to have some fun, purchasing food. Food. That's another big expense. So we got to watch our budgeting. So these are some ways that we're going to break the cycle. And I'll probably do another video on this, because these are some things that I'm learning, I'm implementing in order to release myself from debt, in order to save for my financial freedom account, in addition to my emergency savings account. And you also make sure, this is like a necessary, you have to have that $1,000 savings account, $1,000 emergency savings account saved up. You have to have $1,000 saved up somewhere. You can do it in a IRA or a Fidelity. I prefer to put mine in Acorn, because I also get some dividends and some gains on that. So I put my $1,000 emergency saving funds. And you can even put it in like just a regular bank, but the bank won't give you that much. You want to put in like a high yield savings account. But that's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother video. This one we're going to talk about how we're going to break the cycle of living this paycheck to paycheck cycle, and having that feeling of it's the middle of the week, but I'm already broke. I got paid on Friday, it's Tuesday, I'm broke already. I got paid on Friday, it's Monday, I'm broke already. I got paid on Friday, and some people get those early checks when your checks hit the bank account early, like Thursday. So by the time Monday, Tuesday, sometimes I'm broke already. What happened? Bills had to get paid, expensive food, even entertainment, right? So some things that we're gonna work on, we gotta work on our budgeting. And like I said, I'm gonna do another video. So this video won't be too drawn out, because I just came on here to talk about how I just got paid, and basically And I'm not the only one. I got this idea from somebody else who was saying, and I was like, that's interesting. You feel like you already broke. I'm broke already. And you feel like, well, you just got paid a few days ago, but you saying that you already broke. And that's working a 40-hour work week and still feeling struggle and still feel like you're struggling because you live in paycheck to paycheck. So what's some things that we're going to do to break the cycle? We're going to budget ourselves more. We're going to take care of our four walls. And shout out to, I forgot the lady name, but she works with Dave Ramsey. She gave me the idea of four walls. So the four walls are food, utilities, shelter, and transportation. So that's first. So take care of your first, your four first. So take care of the first, the four walls, your food, utilities, shelter, and transportation. Cut back on expenses as much as possible. Unnecessary expenses, like I said, if you have some streaming apps that you're using and you barely use, cut back on some of them streaming apps. If you have an automatic pay for some type of membership, maybe you want to cancel those things. 3, cut back on expenses. 4, your emergency fund, preferably having at least $1,000 saved up for your emergency fund in a high yield savings account. You gotta have at least $1,000. If you can't do the $1,000, do $500 or $250. But you gotta have at least that discipline where you're gonna say, okay, I'm gonna have a savings account, emergency savings account, to go towards $1,000. That's my goal, to have at least $1,000 saved up for emergency savings, right? Emergency fund, just in case something happens, some emergency happens, instead of going to your credit cards or going to a payday loan. What up? I'm about to come. Good looks. So, about to wrap it up real quick. So, ditch them debt. Increase your income will be another thing. And live below your means, right? So those are some things that you can break the cycle. Budget, food, utilities, shelter, transportation, take care of those four walls. Cut extra expenses and take care of your emergency fund. Make sure you have $1,000 in your emergency saving funds, and ditch those debt. Get rid of those debt as soon as possible, and also increase your income by different ways of multiple streams of income, and live below your means. So once again, it's Ainsley. Hope you got some value out of this. I'm broke. I feel like I'm broke, but I'm not really broke. But working a 40-hour work week, sometimes you feel like you're broke at the end of the week. So once again, let's break that cycle of living check to check and change things for the future. Talk to you later. Peace.